Wadau. Wadau. How will it be, manze? It has already been. Good to see you. Good to be back. Good to be here at this very moment. It's a good day that the Lord has made. 6th of November. 6th of November. It's been a while. But tukasema by the time the month gets to a close or in the middle of November, lazima turudi live. And now we will be doing this often, every day. Our schedule looks better. Our timelines looks better. And we want to make this a habit now because mambo imechemuka, and it will be very unfortunate if we continue with this trend without having to update you on what's popping on Life Majuu. Now, today's topic is on Donald J. Trump's win on the United States presidential election 2024. And I know if you're watching this, your heart is pounding. Uko zile za, what will I do, bana? I am doomed. Things are fallen apart. The center cannot hold. Chinua Achebe. Things have fallen apart, the center cannot hold. And now Donald J. Trump has been re-elected as the 47th president of the United States. So what does this mean for you? What does this mean for your application for the DV 2025, 2026? What does this mean for your marriage application, the green card petition, if you umepata mpoa wako, if you found someone who will file for you? What does this mean for all other visa applications that you've been looking for? Because if you're watching this, I am sure dream ya kutoka kwa block is real. And today we are going to delve on how this win impacts your Life Majuu journey or your visa process journey. So now that Trump has been elected, most people have been on my DM asking, what will happen to DV 2025? Na process isha anza. What will happen to DV 2026? Na mambo imechemka. Usiwai tense. Because here we are going to lay it down to you. Because before we proceed, I'd like to welcome you guys from TikTok. We are live on TikTok and we are also live on YouTube as well. Hello. I see you, Town Sanya. I see you, Sabaracom Services. I see you, Mackenzie from YouTube. Mtukufu Rais analeta shida. Hii shida tutaipambua leo, tutaichanganua. We will talk about it and see how we can come up with a solution. Ian Kevin, I see you. Bora sikazie. BP Joe on time na kuona sana. Karibuni manze. TikTok wako wengi, but if you want to contribute to the chat, please let me know. I will invite you. Let me actually copy this link from YouTube. YouTube is easy to copy the link, but pia TikTok. On TikTok, if you want to join as well, let me know and I will put you on blast, put you on live so that we can hear your thoughts. So if you're on YouTube, I have shared the link on there. You can just click on the link and come to the backstage and I will let you in. So Donald Trump promised sweeping reforms on immigration. And you know, kila mtu anakuwaga na angle yake ya kucampaign. Donald Trump's angle on campaign was how he was going to cut off immigration. Remember, in 2020, when COVID-19 hit, he put a restriction on legal immigration, people who are coming to the United States legally. He put a cap or a stop. In fact, some people had already even gotten visas. So he did not care if you have a visa or not. He said, do not enter the United States because anyone who's coming to the United States poses a threat to the United States workforce. Na si nyinyi mnaelewa mambo ya MAGA, Make America Great Again. So with MAGA, Donald Trump has been insisting on how America can be number one. That means if there are jobs, those jobs should go to Americans first. If there are opportunities, those jobs, these opportunities should go to Americans first. However, there has been new developments kwa sababu hiyo stance ilikuwa so hard on the American economy that lawyers and pundits and people up uko juu wakasema, no, we need immigration. We need these people to come work in our factories, in our companies. Kwa sababu, ask anyone who is in the United States, atakwambia kitu moja, atakwambia hakuna unaendaga job, hakuna job unaweza kosa wasema immigrants. In fact, like where I work, out of 10 people, at least 5, 6, 4, between 4 and 6 are immigrants, not just from Africa, from Asia, from all over the world. And of course, wazungu wote wanakuwaga immigrants, ni vile watakagi kukubali. One momento, please. Ni vile watakagi kukubali. Unajua hata mtu ametoka Europe pia ni immigrant, but they don't see themselves as immigrants. Now I'm talking about people who came here as, or their parents came here as immigrants recently, between 1950 or 1960 and now. So, kama awasi wote wanafanya kazi na wanasaidia the American economy, people said, no, this stance is too hard on the American economy. We need immigration. So, mambo ikabadilika kidogo. Yes, we don't want these people to come. We don't want these people to take our opportunities. So, what can we do? Tutachuja wale wenye hawana ujanja. And today, this live, by the way, sikiza makini. Kama umevaa earphones, ongeza volume. Kama unafanya shughuli, pause kidogo, because now we are going to delve on how, despite Trump winning the election, how you can still make your way to the United States. Remember, in our previous conversation, tumekuwa tukisema nini? Always look at yourself as an asset. In all these interviews, in all these applications, in everything that you do, walking in there with your head high. Unasema ni aje, mimi niko hapa, najua kufanya 1, 2, 3. Nyi wase, hata kama mimi nawahitaji, hata nyi mnanihitaji, I have something to offer. So the moment you walk in there with a skill, with something to offer, you have a higher bargaining front. And today we are going to talk about something called the RAISE Act. The RAISE Act the RAISE Act basically is one of Donald J. Trump's policies zenye anasema ni aje. Hii inakuja kukaba about low-skilled immigration. Excuse me. Wanasema 1 out of 15 people who immigrate to the United States, only 1 person has a skill. Hao wengine wote ni watu wa mkono. Out of 15 people, only 1 person has a skill that you can actually use your mind, use your finger, use your hands, or use your whatever to earn a living. Si ile job tu ya kuandika kuambiwa fanya hivi. You know, if you are employed and you're just following procedures za hiyo kampuni, wewe utumii skill yako ama utumii ujanja yako kupata hiyo pesa, you don't have a skill, you have a low skill. Wewe ni ule wa kuambiwa vile utafanya. But if you can use something umejifunza, hata kama ni kutengeneza gari, hata kama wewe ni mekanika, you know, a mechanic anaenda anafungua hiyo engine, anaiangalia, anaitoanisha, anairudisha. Right? If you are in healthcare, stay kuongelea sana because everyone talks about healthcare, but being able to know about medication administration, patient care, critical care, you know, hizo mambo zote za hospitali, that's a skill. If you are in technology, you know how to, you understand softwares, you understand design, you understand editing, you understand all these things to do with technology, that's a skill. If wewe ni mtu wa mjengo, best believe, unaweza eka mabati. You know, so many, me personally, I've never been on a roof, but if you can go on top of a roof, uweke mabati, unaweza jenga nyumba, that's a skill. Not so many people can do that. And those are the people who are going to win big on Trump's presidency. Because believe it or not, hii kuongea yote anaweza ongea huku mbele ya watu aseme, hey, we are going to stop these fucking aliens. We are going to send them back. Anaweza sema hizo vitu zote. By the end of the day, the United States economy cannot do without immigrants. So this is where you're going to pose yourself. If you're watching this and you're not in the United States already, now start thinking of applying for visas that require skilled labor. And I will be very categorical or very lean. I will lean on skills that have to do with science, technology, and mathematics, STEM. This is why there's something that is very popular right now on national security, wanaita global GPC, great power competition. On great power competition, right now we have China, Iran, Russia, and the United States. Hizo zote zinapigania kukua who's now the number one. The US imekuwa the great power competition for a very long time. Umekuwa kusema si ndio wazi. But based on recent developments, you guys mmejionea tu. Mmeona vile Russia imekimbiza Ukraine, hiyo ngori ya kimataifa hizo siku zote. The reason why the war has not ended up to this day is because, number one, Russia has resources. Ingekuwa it's a small country, ingekuwa hiyo war ilisha kitambo. The reason why Israel and hii country ingine bado wanapigana hizi siku zote is because both countries, Israel is being supported by the West, and Palestine is being supported by Iran. So all these countries have resources. So that means there's a shift on GPC, on great power competition, because initially ingekuwa ati mtu analeta zogo kidogo ananyamazishwa na USA. Mtu anasumbua kidogo USA inaangusha hapo majeshi nini, hiyo ngori inaisha. Now tables have turned. You know, kila country nasema sisi hamwezi tuambia. So how can the United States get advantage on these threats, global threats, or global countries that are threatening to dethrone it from being the greatest power on the planet? Is by having an edge on technology, having an edge on healthcare, and having an edge on mathematics. Hizo ndio wanapridigi sana. Kama time ya COVID, China na USA ilikuwa inashindana nani atakama hapo na cure wa kwanza. Unaona vile USA wase walidedi manze juu ya nini? Kukuwa na healthcare workers. Dem fulani hapa Minnesota, Mkenya, she was a CNA, and CNA is the lowest ranking official in the healthcare department, and she was earning $3,000 a week. And I'm telling you right now, the economy, $3,000 is a paycheck for, that's a paycheck a whole month, your normal average citizen for USA. But during COVID, a CNA will easily make $3,000 a week. That means there's demand and supply. Zinaendanisha vizuri. Saa hii tunaongelea stories za artificial intelligence. Again, China, USA, these Western countries, any competition. So if you look at all these global factors, unajifikiria unasema, how can I fit in this great power competition? Because where there's a crisis, you take advantage of that and win. Actually, your quote inasemagaje, there's war, there's always profits in war. When people are suffering, when there's war, when there's chaos, there are people who take advantage of that moment and win big. And now this is how you're going to take advantage of the Trump's presidency to win big. Usikae hapo tu useme ati, oh manze, wa manze, si tumeisha, Trump ashakuwa president, sisi tumeisha kabisa. No, don't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself and now say this the game isharigiwa, this has ended. Z, you position yourself on how to win big on his presidency. And now we're talking about skills. You're young, and I'm going to create another content. Kitu nilifikiria juzi nikikuja mtaani. It was the benefit of being young. The benefit of being young is having options. Just having multiple options. Mi kama saa hii, wacha ni digress kidogo, niwaibie kasiri kwenye hiyo thought ilitoka. Kuna mother fulani ninawak na yeye. This madam is around 60, I would say 65. Nikimjudge, sijamuuliza, but ashaanza kuongelea stories za kuretire nini. So I would say she's around 65. This madam ni muoga. Like, Now we are not supposed to, we are not supposed to drink our coffee in the working area, hapo ka section ka work. So kwa assuming ni room ndio tunafanyia kazi, ufai kunywa coffee, hapa kuna room ingine ya coffee yuko nje. So you can go out there kwa your coffee break room and drink your coffee, but you cannot bring your coffee ndani. So mimi ni nani? Mi hata kutoka nikuwe mgeni, Kimangoto, mi I used to go there na coffee yangu nimeshika. Mi asubuhi usiniongeleshe kasi sijakunywa hiyo coffee. Unaona sasa bado nimejipin. So me I walk in there na kana nimeshika coffee yangu kwa mkono. Good morning, na iekele hapo hivyo. Kuna kasink kako hapo na iekele hapo na mimi naendelea kupiga job. So na kwa gazile za wakikushika they will fire you, wakikushika they will write you up, wakikushika like anakuwa na ile paranoia of being fired, of being written up. In fact, imagine mtu mzima kwa 69. Oh, I guess 69 is the amount of viewers that nimeona hapo nika guess. The amount, I mean mtu mzima ako in her 60s, bado anaogopa kukuwa written up. Ni kama high school, it's like boarding school. They are still afraid of being written up. Atile kuandikwa, Joe, you have not followed the rules. Bull. Karibu ni kas. But they can realize, huyo madam kitu ya kwanza, anaogopa juu yakavutwa job sahi ni mzee, kupata job ingine kwake ni ngumu sana. Tena hana skills, hana ile bargaining front kubwa, hana skill anaweza sema mimi hata ukinivuta job mimi bado naweza fanya na bado nitakula. Mwezi nitishia. Unaona hiyo kitu kaa hiyo. So yeye ana ile advantage of being young. Now this brings us, me personally na filigi, ufalakayo, write me up bro, mi niko na options, nitatoka hapa nitaenda kwingine, utanisumbua akili, nikufanyia kazi na bado niambie siwezi kunywa kahawa, we kula vako. So, and all that kiburi naweza kuwa nayo ni kwa sababu ninajua of how being young unakuwa exposed to different opportunities. I'm not saying that I don't respect that opportunity that I have, but vitu zingine za ufala, mi naambiaga mtu we do vile utadu. But I cannot do, if I was in my 60s na sina skill, siwezi risk, kwa sababu ni risk ni kufenja, ni risk mwili yangu imechoka, hata siwezi fanya kazi, nianze kutafuta majob zingine, siwezi risk. Now, if you are young right now, and young is relative, there are people who are 20, they are young, there are people who are 30s, they are still young, people who are 40, they are young. If you are young right now, is the time to build up a skill. Kapo mtaani, instead of scrolling maybe social media, which I am guilty as well. Learn ka kitu ka skill. Kama ni whatever, I will not be biased, whatever you like to do, you do it so that you can have a higher bargain in front. And this is where Donald Trump mwenyewe na hii ujeuri yake yote atakusaidia wewe to come to the USA because of your skill. Because on this RAISE Act that I was reading earlier on, it specifically says that it's going to promote skilled labor. Skilled labor. Just Google the word skills, kitu inamaanisha, na kuna visa ya skilled labor. Let me look it up right now. There's a visa specifically for skilled labor. Is it a J1 or what visa? Skilled visa. Skilled work visa USA. Oh, but there's even another one for UK. Not everyone wants to come to the USA. I shared a video about skilled labor in Germany. That's the easiest one to get. Actually, unskilled labor in Germany. Kukua dereva wa basi, dereva wa trucking. In Germany, you can easily go with unskilled labor. They're looking for those. In UK and the US, they are looking for skilled labor. Someone who can actually come and input something, because there's something in their green card application they called a public charge. What the United States fears most is someone becoming a public charge. A public charge is someone who relies on the government for their daily survival. Hauna job, you cannot feed yourself, you don't have means to survive. Now you have to apply for aid from the government, kukula kwenye utaishi na vitu kama hizo, and that puts a burden on the taxpayer money. Now, they are avoiding a situation where an immigrant comes, umeshindwa kufanya kazi ama hauna kazi ama hauna skill, you're not employable, na kwa sababu uko na legal, because hizo opportunities kusaidiwa zinakuwa only for legal status residents. Kwa sababu uko na legal status, unaweza enda useme usaidiwe. Now, that puts a burden on the taxpayer money, na USA haitaki hivyo. So and uangalie qualifications of those skilled worker visas in USA, and uangalie and you apply and you sema the skill that you're looking for. Wacha tukuja story kama ya F1 visa. F1 will be very difficult because if you're not coming to promote the American economy with your education, itakuwa very difficult. And that's why you come in as a STEM student, science, technology, and mathematics will be advantageous to them. And we've talked before about how you can extend your F1 visa using OPT, and then after OPT you apply for a green card if you are doing a STEM, because they want you to retain that knowledge. They want you to retain that education that you've earned. You've come here, you have your master's or your bachelor's in computer science, you have your bachelor's in mathematics and statistics, you have your bachelor's or your master's in healthcare administration or Bachelor of Science in healthcare, I don't know what it is called, all that. They want you to come here, work, and stay here. So they will give you packs. And it doesn't make sense for you to come here, use all those thousands of dollars to study, and then go back home where you'll be underpaid with your masters, and you cannot even repay that debt, because being in college here for 4 years, at least utakuwa unachezea between $60,000 to $100,000, depending on your major, of course. If you're doing your masters, you're talking about a minimum of $30,000 to $40,000. So you want to have return on your investment, you know. So how can you benefit if you're not working in an economy that will help you repay that debt? So even the United States will help you, assist you to remain here so that you can pay off your debt and help them. So you being in a STEM course is good for you and it's good for them. You're creating a win-win situation. So that Trump ashinde, aseme nini on immigration, he will be very strict on immigrants who do not have a skill. Kama ni visa unatafuta, hizi visiting visa kwanza hizo atakazia kabisa, because they're trying to look at the impact that you will bring to the United States. What are you bringing us? Ama unakuja tu kutembea, utumie resources zao, auja impact kitu yote, kwa sababu akisema make America great, his mantra or people why they voted for him is because of the economy. And this one time I was talking with a relative, na kaniuliza wona support nani hii election. Mimi nikamwambia sita kuficha, by the way. Mimi ni mzee mzima, mimi ni mtu wa Trump dabu. Kwa nini? Initially, before I became a citizen, I didn't care. Before I came here, I just didn't care about Republicans or what. But the moment you become a green card holder, the moment you become a citizen, and you start paying these bills, and you start working in this economy, bro, it won't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat sitting in that office. All that matters is if you can be able to eat, put food on the table in the evening when you go home. If you can be able to afford rent, have a roof over your head. If you can be able to, you know, put gas in your vehicle. Hizo ndo vitu zitamata at the end of the day. Usisikie ati mtu ni ametoka Africa, someone came from another country and they're talking about supporting Republicans and you're mad at them. No, they are the ones on the field. There's a quote that says, the person who's on the field, who's actually playing the game, that person is feeling the heat. The people who are on the trenches huko wanashangilia, those people don't know the heat yenye iko pale kwa uwanja. So us who are already here, we feel the pressure of paying these bills. And if Trump ndo atakuja tulesen hiyo baggage, tutasema sawa, wacha ingie. For example, when I was new, gas was mafuta ya gari ilikuwa I think 2.2 or 2.3. No, it was around 1.8. 1.8, 1.7, ikienda sana tunalalamika iko $1.9 per liter. Right now, ukipata na petrol, yani sometimes I have to drive around. Nitafute ile petrol station inauza petroli cheap. Ati naenda natafuta ya 3.2. This is on the East Coast. Ukienda Texas, Texas is a little bit cheaper. They're around 2.7. And Texas wanalia. They are saying it has never been like Texas, they are used or they're used kuweka mafuta ya 1.5. So say ukiwaambia 2.7 wanalia. Sisi ukituletea 2.7 mafuta here in the East Coast, we are celebrating. We are saying this is the best. But it wasn't like that. When 4 years ago, mafuta was 1.8. Now, if you tell me, if Trump comes in, mafuta will go back to 1.8, do you think I will care if it's a Republican or Democrat? It's about who's on the field. We are the ones who are feeling that pressure. Now, and that's all that will matter for you once you come here. It will be about who's meeting your needs faster. And even someone asked me, the same relative akaniuliza, now if you're supporting Trump and you are applying for your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your children, your family members to come to the United States, na Trump ndio huyu anakazia hizi visas, why would you support Trump? And I said, no, Trump is only kaziaring illegal immigration. Mse anadai kam chini ya maji, mse anadai kam bila skill, mse anadai kam bila process. There are things that are embedded in the constitution which he cannot stop. For instance, umepata mpoa, you found someone who can marry you. Either mmependana cha ukweli ama ni ya vako. They cannot stop that because it's in the constitution. A legal alien or a US citizen can marry out there and the other person will get paperwork. Kitu yote yenye iko kwa sheria izibadilisha. But hizi zenye kama kuja kutembea hizo ndo tabadilisha. Now you take advantage of this opportunity and look for something that yenye itakuwa pair upper hand. Like ukienda pale kwa interview, if they look at your application, they are seeing someone who's a benefit, who will not be a public charge. In fact, there's even another visa for if you're a businessman and you can invest over 5 million to the United States, unakupeaga visa ukuje tu angalie ni wapi unaweza weka pesa yako ifanye kazi. You know, sometimes when I'm speaking from a Kayole background, I assume that everyone who comes to the United States is poor. No, there are people who are listening here and they have millions in their account. To those people, I want to assure you, there are visas. Kwanza with Trump, it will be so easy for you to come here. Just show them that you're an investor and you want to come see where you can maybe buy an apartment or something. They will give it to you. So this affects your other types of visas that are not beneficial to the United States. But Green Card 2025, hizo vitu zitakam, there will become a time where he's trying to say, like I was reading on that Raise Act, where he was saying that on an yearly basis, annually, there are about 1 million immigrants. 1 million immigrants are accepted into the United States. He wants to reduce that into half. He is estimating that he only needs around 500,000 immigrants in the United States every year. And I can assure you for sure, if he wants to make America great again, America can only be made great again by people working, by improving the economy. And I can promise you for sure, walami hawapendi mboka. Walami si watu tasema they will work to raise that economy. So who's going to work? Watu wa kukam, immigrants who possess skills. The reason they are hard on the border and the immigration from Mexico, for instance, is because most Mexicans that are approaching the border are people who probably never went past high school or, you know, do not possess academic qualifications or wanakuja kukua watu wa mkono, low skilled or unskilled labor. So they obviously see them as a risk to the economy because they will come and use the resources and their input will be very low. But for you who's watching this, well, already you're a nurse, you're in tech, you're already in science and mathematics, you're ready, umeshinda wase wengi kabisa. For you who's watching this and you've applied for the green card, you've won, you've been selected, that either uko na skill or not, unless they change the constitution or their laws about the green card, either uko na skill or not and you've won the lottery, on that you will still kanyaga USA. I'm telling you, during COVID, if that time seemed impossible and we kanyagad here, now you who's watching now, despite us hakuna anything serious going on apart from the wars huko internationally, you will still come here. But regardless if it's a green card or any type of visa, hata ni pumuni kunywa maji kidogo, tumefika our 30-minute mark. We are half of the show. The show is an hour show. But before ni kunywa maji, regardless of any type of visa that you're looking for, it's advantageous for you if you possess a skill. Something that you will show them and say, niaje, me I know this. Wacha nisalimie watu bana. Nimeongea mpaka mate imeisha kwa mdomo bana. Kocha anasema bora kufika, kesi baadaye. Daniel anasema ni kudialala sa, ni kundialala, si kudialala. Si kudialala, msitense manze. Do not panic. I know if you are a green card holder, I mean green card applicant, hopes zako zimekuwa dashed. Na utasikia, by the way, and especially for those people who have already been selected and are in the process, this period is going to be very lonely for you. It's going to be very hectic for you. You will wish because if you're not strong enough, utafika mahali ufeel to give up, because the process will still be going on unless he says something. He puts a presidential order, and a presidential order happens if there's something serious imefanyika. A presidential order, like during COVID, there was a proclamation, I think 1104 that specifically barred immigrants from entering the United States because they posed a threat to the United States workforce. So lazima kukwe justifiable reason mbona aeze kuweka an order kuweka watu huko nje wasiingie. But say because hakuna any important things happening like in the United States, unless kutokea kigonjwa kingine ama United States ikuwe attacked, vitu kama hizo, which is very unlikely, ndio maybe kitu kile inaweza fanyika. So for green card holders, this is going to be a very lonely process for you, because he will try to reduce the numbers. Remember, ni kama vile Ruto aliingia kiti, ma-PS wengi na ma-CS wengi na watu wa serikali in those major offices, important offices, ni watu wa nani? Si ni watu wake. Kama si watu wa huko Rift Valley, ni watu wa Central. In fact, ni watu wake na watu wa deputy. Utapata Wakamba hapo hivyo kwa serikali, sijui wamefika 10. Utapata Wataita, sijui wamefika 5. Utapata the Pokot, sijui wamefika 10. So ni the same way politics ina happen hivyo hata USA. Bila mingia sahi, there will be sweeping changes kwa hizi maofisi zote. Homeland Security, hiyo ndio inasaidiaga watu kuingia USA. Au watu watakuwa pale juu wote watakuwa ni watu wake, people who he can talk to directly, awambie watu wasiingie na watu wenye wataingia. Embassies, all embassies around the world, hata watu wasipobadilishwa, they will dance to the tune or the policies of the president or the commander in chief. So note that hata kama umeselektiwa, hata kama unaenda hizo interviews za green card na ni something legal, something benye wawezi kukazia, always be sure that you are an asset. Hata ukienda pale kukuwa na something tu, usiende pale kama mnyonge, hauna kitu, ni kama yani hii visa ndio maisha yako yote. Like enda pale na hata kama una kitu, you know deep down you have nothing, enda pale kwa yani jijaze kidogo man, jijaze na uvae poa na ukae fiti na usalimia watu na usmile na uangalie watu kwa macho. Vitu kama hizo make a difference, show how confident you are. Either you, yes, unaonesha mtu mimi nataka hiki kitu kabisa, nikaa kukatia dem for my boy. Nikaa kukatia dem for my boy. Unaweza kuwa umekufia udem unamdai kabisa, like unamdai, but huwezi show desperation. Ambia tu dem mimi nakudai manze, mimi yani mimi nikakupata naweza kumari, mimi hakuna place siwezi kupeleka. But at the same time huambia ati nikikukosa nitadedi, nisipokupata sijui you always have the attitude of to showing that you are ready to walk away in every situation. So yeka kuwa nile attitude ya kuonesha mse it's do or die for you. But at the same time, because it's a visa and that visa process and it's an interview, and it's an interview, and you've invested in that process, show humility, show desperation, but most importantly, show that you have something, either that at home kitu inaweza yani maisha yako Kenya bado inaendelea fiti, na pia you have a skill, something that will benefit the United States. Ali.com, imagine I was to ask you about the effect ya Trump kwa lottery. Nimekujibu manze, ni kama tulikuwa na ile inaitwa empathy, ama nitagwa ni telepathy. I thought about you before you even asked. Aha. Onesimus Maina analia, niaje buda, acha nimweke on blast. Niaje buda, takuja live na wewe live. Mbona next year Onesimus? We should be doing this right now. Make hay while the sun shines. Wasi wa TikTok manze izeni ni mwatupa na banja na nini, na banja comments nazisoma from YouTube. Aha. Who else saying duty Trump? Bernard Mas, I hope nimekujibu. Trump na Greencard itakuwa too fit, itakuwa fiti. And by the way, I talked about your mental health during this period. This is the period utalia machozi peke yako. And people will not understand. Juu itakuwa roller coaster, itakuwa ni ups and down. Mara mmeambiwa hivi, mara mmeambiwa hivi. And because now he's the commander in chief, all the embassies itakuwa na ile attitude or an atmosphere of not welcoming immigrants. So it will be difficult. But kujiamini juu, maombi juu, utakuwa fiti. Highly minded Elvis, thank you very much. Mambo mzito, niko fiti. Vincent Otieno, Joe umekuwa wapi wewe? So happy to see you. This was a sad one for me. Kwanza vile nili apply green card. I know, machozi bado. This is just the kionjo, by the way. In terms of being stressed, Junita Wanjiku. Manze, right now brace yourself. No, I'm a handkerchief. But itakuwa fit. You'll realize it will be very difficult. Me, I'm just being honest with you guys. It will be very difficult, but it will be possible at the end of the day if you just applied for the right thing or the right process. You're following the right process. Mkudi's Media, shukran kutonesha njia, kusupport kila mara. Hata mimi manzi nilioneshwa njia. Shukran for being here, and anything that I can do, I will always be here to give you guys intel of 411. Lucy Mwangi asema hopefully the economy will improve in the coming years. Watching live, catching live, ako lunch break hapo hivyo mboka nini. Lucy Mwangi manze, karibu sana. Hoping the economy will improve too manze. Yeah, I was talking about people who are on the field na wenye wanacheza. Ni Michael Olunga akiwa pale kwa uwanja, yeye ndo anaguza hiyo mpira. Huko juu kuna shabiki anamwambia, "Hey, ungepiga hii ball hivi, hey, ungepiga hivi, ungepiga pass, ungefanya nini?" Mashabiki huko kwa trenches huko wanajua sasa sana kuambia watu wanacheza vile watafanya. Not knowing ule msee mwenye anacheza kwa uwanja ndo ana feel your pressure. Now coming to the United States citizens, either mtu ni immigrant or not, na shaka kuwa legal citizen hapa. Those people, now we feel the pressure in terms of the economy. So if someone says, me I support Trump, na ni immigrant, useme ati una support Trump kwa nini na kazi ya watu wenyu wakuje huku? No, wewe unataka maisha yako ikuwe rahisi, number one. Maisha yako ishakuwa rahisi sasa upate ganji, they will be able to help your people to come here legally, because USA hata nani aingie president. If it's something legal, it's according to the book. Hakuna aga ujanja, hakuna kujuana, itaivana. Neje bosi yangu, that's even Maniac 254. Anasema it's not about Trump, it's about God. If ni William Mungu inge yes, utaingia manze. Kweli, even Maniac 254. Ndio maana in most of my communication, even this rapper wa UK anaitwa nani? There's a rapper wa UK anasemaga, wise men say inshallah. Yani, just finish your conversation and say inshallah if it's God's will. Kama ni mibango ya Mungu, itaivana tu. So anything that we do, wewe sasa kutoka hapa kufika job, kurudi mtaani jioni, ni God's will, God's grace. So do not panic. Hata Trump aingie. In fact, and then let me add on this point. There was a survey that was conducted that when Barack Obama was the president of the United States, compared to other presidents, the black population did not like win big. The black population, they did not have like benefits. Si ati watu weusi walibahatika kama ujanja ati kwa sababu yeye ni mtu mweusi aliingia ati watu weusi huku USA walipata ujanja. It doesn't matter who is the president. If ilikuwa yako ni yako. Thank you for that, even maniac. Mackenzie, kijana wa huyo le, ma 411 every day inshallah. John Murage, round hii najiamini sana nitakuwa selected inshallah. Positivity. Thank you very much, Margaret Nganga. Ipo siku itajipa. Nyinyi wadau mmekuwa wa great sana kunikeep company hapa for the last 40 minutes. Let me go on TikTok kidogo. Manzeni mwatupa but msiwai chance. Thank you manze for the likes. Thank you for the shares. I think there's someone who asked about diploma. If the diploma is agreeable. Yeah, any education is agreeable. There's something they call credential evaluation. And if you're petitioning for a visa based on your academic credentials, there's something they call credential evaluation. So you send your paperwork to those guys, and then they will evaluate and see if your paperwork is up to the standards of the United States. Once they verify and you're good to go, they evaluate unakwambia uko fit, and you can even ask for a job or ask to kuendeleza masomo yako using your credentials from Kenya. Mbona watu nadhani ya Trump anakuja kufurisha wase. Trump ndoja amesema vitu mingi about immigrants, but I think most people do not understand that his stuff mainly on illegal immigrants. But kama ulikuwa nyewe na nyewe kuna chora kukuja nini chini ya maji, itakuwa ngumu wanze. Itakuwa ngumu. The fact that he was able to get rid of birthright citizenship as an executive order is sad. Did he though? I've not heard about that. That Trump was able to get rid of the birthright citizenship, I don't think that's true. So hiyo ni story ya jaba. You cannot get rid of to be a citizen by birth. If you've been born in the United States, yeah, wewe ni citizen by birth. Kama anaweza kuget rid ya citizenship by birth, angeweza kuget rid hata ya citizenship by naturalization, which is prominent among immigrants. That's on TikTok. Now, how long does it take to acquire the citizenship ukiingia na green card? It takes 5 years. I am Batman. It takes 5 years to acquire the citizenship. But if you join the military, it can be almost immediately. In 1 year, you can acquire the citizenship. Yes, you can pursue your degree. That's education. Hizo ni maswali za education tutaongea siku nyingine. Leo tulikuwa nataka kuongea stories za siasa. So I will not delve so much about your diploma and credential evaluation today. Today tulikuwa tunaongelea politicking 101. Oh my God. Yanasema kwa sela. Yani ushaongea. John Murage, you're already talking about kukuwa selected, alafu Kenya urudi 2046, na hata ujaingia USA. Nyo ni forward thinking mbaya. But taxes, if you're running from Kenya because of taxes, welcome to USA. Sa kwenye taxes, kitu utakuwa tu ni ya free of charge ukiingia USA ni kupumua. Yani usingine utakuwa unafungwa dirisha tu hivi kwako tu. Because huku, I don't know, by the way, something I've noticed about US, you'd rarely find an open window in everything. By the way, that's a brainer. You rarely find an open window in any building. Ni ma AC tu zinafanya kazi. Ndio maana huko ma problems za mapua ni mingi na ma lungs. So I don't know why they are afraid of air. But anyway, the moment you sometimes utapigwa na taxes mpaka unafungua tu dirisha tu hivi tu upumue hewa ya bure ndo feel kuna something for free that you have, because USA there's nothing for free apart from hair. So usihepe Kenya juu ya taxes. Taxes huku sasa ndio ngori. Ndichu from Doha, I see you manzi, karibu sana. He isn't worried about immigrants that are worried about the law. He's worried about the illegals. That's correct tactic came in. If he's selected, I can resume universities from where I stopped here in Kenya because I'm a 401 student in the university. No. Ukiachia masomo katikati, SJSK option ya kutransfer credits. You can come with your bachelor's and do your master's using your bachelor's from Kenya after they've been evaluated, but sijasikia ati ulikuwa umefika second year kujuku kwa third year. They don't tambua that. But we are going to talk about education some other time. So if you guys don't have any other questions about the Trump win the presidency, and I hope this video has calmed your fears. Wasi wengi sana walikuwa metense. I hope this video has calmed your fears, and you know, right now you're a little bit at ease, especially if you were coming here legally. Na you know, ulikuwa unataka kufanya vitu the right way. You don't have to panic, and you don't have to think that it's the end of the world. Everything will be fine. I hope hii video imetuliza manze worries zako. Manze Kim, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time, probably tomorrow same time here. Kila daily itakuwa kama daily dose, kama dawa ya homa. Manze nimebambika sana kukuwa hapa na kushare intelligence na nyenye. Kama uko na maswali na unaochi video later on, maybe hujaipata tukiwa live, you can always ask more questions on the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer you anytime I get a chance. Good day manze, and God bless. Adios.